story time for you. So my family was one of those families, you know, we've got this much Cherokee in our ancestry, and they had some things to kind of back it up. There were like paintings or artifacts, you know, sort of things to be like, oh, actually, no, we do. So imagine their surprise when we did an ancestry test, and none, zero, despite the glorious cheekbones, those not indigenous. But then where did these receipts come from to say that we did have this ancestry? It was a bit more sinister than the fam was expecting. Have you heard of the Cherokee land lotteries? I hadn't, but apparently my family won one. So when the Cherokees were ousted from their land, Trail of Tears, all of that, their land was lotteried off. My family bought into the raffle and won one of these plots of land with everything that was still on it from when the family was forcibly removed. This is why we had pictures and artifacts, things that my family just, you know, whitewashed into our story of, oh, this is part of our history. I mean, when they talk about appropriation, y'all, in this time of banned books and suppressing narratives that don't look good on our country, it's important that we tell our stories so that people can know the truth of what happened.
Yeah, TikTok, I'm not sure if I want to go on cruises watching something like this. What happened here was pretty crazy. This is for educational purposes only. Share this with someone you love, care, and respect. On that video, comment below. Something attacked this boat. But what? I'm hoping this was like a TV show or a movie. Run it.
Okay, so it's Friday, and we're out fishing in Howe Bay. We're gonna get big fish. I'm gonna go find them all. How are you guys? I kind of feel like I've had a bottle of champagne. There we go. Oh, that's beautiful. It's incredible. Okay. Have you got something? I think I got something. What? Have you? Yeah. No big, I think. Yeah.
This is a big one. Oh, fish.
deep-sea fishing on a charter vessel turned into terror on the high seas off the coast of Cape Town.
Our feeling at this time is that a whale breached and inadvertently took the boat down. The operator put the vessel into close proximity of mating whales.
Following the incident, a search and recovery effort was launched. Initially, it was believed that the only creature large enough to down the fishing vessel would be a whale breaching over the top of the boat. But the wreckage suggested otherwise.
You don't need food, you need charging. There are many different ways you can charge the body, like grounding and standing next to trees. You are a biological battery. When you feel quote unquote hungry, this is not hunger. This is the body getting rid of toxins within the colon. It's important that you fast because when you fast, you regenerate your cells after 3 days. This is real food. Humans possess trichromatic vision, which means we are literally attracted to seek color. Our brains are wired to find electromagnetic, colorful food, not dead, rotten flesh. Hue means an attribute of a color. Color is light. We are light beings manifested into physical form. You need to eat electrical food that will charge you. This is why you get charged in a court, because you're a biological battery. And when you get charged in a court, you sit in a prison cell, a battery cell. It's not a coincidence the word veganism rearranged is saving me. The power of language shapes our perception of reality. By employing more neutral terms on our food, it makes the food more palatable to eat. Rotten milk is cheese, dead flesh is called meat, and a pig's bottom is called ham. If we used the true terminology of these products, we would not eat them. We live in an electromagnetic world, people. You need electromagnetic food. Link is in the bio for the Book of Wisdom paperback. There is limited stock and there's worldwide shipping.
Homeland Security on notice, the continuity of government, continuation protocols being put in place. All tribes being notified, directive and order from the widow to the widow's son, preparing all the people displaced across the land to be prepared to receive the new government. That being said, the following applies. So the widow has given the instructions to the widow's son that all of the protocols in play for continuity of government is now in a status of reconstitution of the new government. All of those who have been displaced and usurped by the legal fictions, by the artificial corporations, and all artificial agents acting under the color of law, being colorable law, in violation of the color of law, U.S. Code 1983, are now on notice that all former governmental applications are hereby suspended. All of the chiefs who are held in concealed status shall be made known to the public. The continuation of the continuity of government has altered status from continuity status to reconstitution status. This is being directly addressing the Raven Rock continuity of government offices to let all of the generals and chiefs involved in the continuity to be informed that the Queen Mother is not happy, and neither is the widow's son. And with that being said, I'm going to do a Q&A after, but this is going to be a short notice. All of the artificial banking institutions hereby serve immediate notice to cease and desist. All other artificial governmental functions and all operations carried out by AI, which is artificial intelligence, is to hereby be put on notice to cease and desist. All artificial media transfer to communicate to the people misleading and misinformation is to cease and desist. Any form of government that is practicing in default will be subject to the penalties of treason, etc. And with that being said, we are no longer under continuity of government status. We are now in what is called reconstitution of government. All of the chiefs must be made known to the public and their status known to the public as soon as possible. there should be no further delay in the people being informed and the veil being lifted and the ignorance being subjugated by information. So with this notice comes the directive that all of the tribes are hereby reconstituted to their original status prior to the invasion of 1492. The continuity status of original government be reinstituted under the tribal jurisdiction of tribal lands and tribal protection from the chiefs across the land. All of the chiefs have been selected by the matriarchy. All of the matriarchs are hereby instructed. They are now the lawgivers of the land under the great law. We are no longer under the constitutional fictions. We are now under the jurisdictional arrangement of the chiefs of the land and the grand matriarchs across the land. The lawgivers of the land being the 72 mothers of the land, with the direct heir being identified as the widow and her spokesperson being the widow's son, which is myself. After all of these things are taken in consideration by the continuity of government team, they have a minimum of 12 hours to begin to reveal to the people the status of the new government and the restoration of the new government. With that being said, I'm going to close this public service announcement and proceed with the Q&A. So if anybody got questions and y'all want to come and ask, y'all can come on to the live. I'll take a couple of questions. I don't know how many. I'm probably going to run an hour. So with that being said, again, all tribes to be restored to their original status, and all of the chiefs are to be restored to the status of chiefs on the land and the governors of the land according to the great law. We will no longer follow any law that is not the great law. And the great law is now in full effect, and the artificial and legal fictions are now cease and desist status. Anyone who disregards this order will be considered treasonous to the people and belligerent to the upcoming government that is being restored to its pristine form. With that, I'm going to close the public service announcement, and I'm going to come back in for the Q&A.
One plus one, it does equal 3. You silly motherfucker. See, 1 plus 1 doesn't plus on the space between 1 and 1, so it must be counted. That's why it is counted. 1 plus 1. It's an actual. That's 3. It actually exists. Plus actually exists. It's not some fake space in your brain. It's plus. See, me and this dude, the plus and the space is the air and space between us. So 1 plus 1 always equals 3. 1. Now, when a man and a woman become married, 1 plus 1, it's called a union, ain't it? So it becomes 1. And the Bible says unbreakable union. So, I don't know where you studied at, Mr. 1 plus 1 equals 2. I think you talk by some white folks who were taught by some old Egyptians. Because when them cavemen came to Egypt to conquer, we sent them east with our books. That's what China owes us, is our books. Yeah, that's why Chinese are good at math, because they have our mathematical books. I'm just dealing facts.
Did we teach them arithmetic?
We taught them arithmetrics. They call it arithmetic. It's derived from an old Egyptian phrase called master of tricks. 1 plus 1 equals 2. That's why they can't figure out how we built the pyramids and no other fucking mathematical equation, because they dealing in arithmetrics, not mathematics. Mathematics is pure truth. Arithmetrix is just what it's called. They've been tricked. Because they knew if these motherfucking cavemen lead with these mathematical equations, the world's in trouble. So they taught them arithmetrix and sent the math east. With this big high priest named Buddha. Oh, y'all thought Buddha was Chinese? Name one Chinese person that name end in Ching Tang Wang, Ching Tang Long, Meng Ching Tang Buddha. Buddha is a nigga from Africa. Do you get it now, bitch? Buddha, you look at the statue, big old wide nigga nose, fat the motherfucker with his hands over. He just wanted to eat something. They brought him more fruits, vegetables, and bags of rice. He gave him a little more knowledge. Now, if you go into the motherfucking Chinese library of all their secrets, you're gonna find the Egyptian books of mathematics. Thus their ability to build the Great Wall of China and all the other motherfucking amazing structures mathematically sound that China has built throughout the years. Oh, and the original Chinese, they as dark as you and I, so you can miss me with that bullshit too. Anything else? 1 + 1 = 3 or 1. Never 2. I'm sorry for you Christians, Father, Son, Holy Ghost, ring a bell? How can them 3 be 1? But what I'm saying is some bullshit.
Were you guys aware Texas had a huge blizzard?
This is the view from my front door. You can barely see across the street.
Look at that.
Closed the roads down from Dumas going in and out.
Check this out, y'all. The roads are literally frozen. Look at this, y'all. This is Texas. Wow, look at that, y'all. Yo, it really goes down in Texas, you guys. Whoa. Look at yeah, he's filming the yo. And because of the blizzard, there was a huge pileup on the I-40 between Amarillo and Albuquerque, y'all. Oh, wow. Did you guys hear about this? Look at this. Trucks everywhere. Yo. And right now, I got smoke coming out of my mouth because of this weather. Check this out, y'all. Did you guys hear about this? Look at this huge pileup, y'all. All I know is, my people, we better get ready. Be prepared for anything, because at this point, anything can happen. I mean, it is so cold here in Florida. I think it's about to snow. And next week, it's going to get colder. It's going to be in the 20s where I'm at, y'all. In the 20s in Florida? Boy, we never hear that. So, yeah, whatever bad juju that's going on here on the earth, it needs to leave, because this is not it, y'all. This is not it. This video is strictly for entertainment purposes only. I am only raising awareness to interesting situations, and Florida being cold right now is a very interesting situation for me, y'all. Let me know what you guys think about this video, y'all. Leave your comments down below. Thank y'all for tuning to my frequency. Like, share, and follow for more videos like this, y'all. The shift is here, and we getting it. Peace in.
Welcome back to What the Fuck News Media. Illegal immigrants will live rent-free for 2 years in Maine's new apartment complexes. What the fuck? Why can't I live rent-free for 2 years? And I'm legal. Make it make sense. Google Images shows massive graves of children on Epstein's Island. A transgender father leaves his family in Toronto to live his new life as a 6-year-old girl. What the fuck type of shit is going on? If that's the case, I can leave this life and say, you know what? AJ King Bishop not my name no more. And I'm a millionaire. I got $1 million. Where the fuck is my money at? Cause I'm trying to live a new life. A Missouri teacher was arrested for fucking with a 16-year-old student, and the father was too because he knew about it. What the fuck? The Pentagon broke silence and said Taylor Swift is a psyop that's pushing the global agenda. That'll be all for tonight. Thanks for watching What the Fuck News Media. Until next time, y'all have a nice weekend.
Get in here, get in here, get in here. I'm about to expose another secret about to make perfectly good sense. But I guarantee you that you maybe want to donate $1. At least that for a cheeseburger. I swear I got you. But as you can, let me move out the way. Let me move out the way. As you can see this, right? Now, what is the secret behind this picture? I'm going to show you the real secret behind this picture geographically. I hope I said it right. Now, this picture have a lot to do with what I'm saying. Let's expose this secret, and I stand on it. I stand on it. As you can see, it says Ethiopia. And as you can see right here, America. America, right? Now, during the Geneva Convention, they had to switch geographically areas to hide the history of Ethiopia. Because we never talked about Ethiopia, right? Now, pay very close attention. The Atlantic Ocean was known as the Ethiopian Ocean until the 19th century. So, if you see right here, it says Ethiopian Ocean. Let's take a better look. As you can see, right here was called the Ethiopian Ocean. As you can see right here, they changed the map in 1795, so-called Africa. So now, if all of this, right, all of this was the Ethiopian Ocean, then where is Ethiopia at? Bingo! Let's see receipts once again. As you can see right here. So is this Ethiopia or this the original Ethiopia, as you can see, doing this endeavor to hide our history? So you think the map right here will lie and say this is Ethiopia? No. Hell no. Hell no. We're not gonna play stupid when we see the map and they try to hide the map, bro. Let's understand they took our history and rebuilt our history on the other side of the map. Okay? Let's stop playing stupid. That's how they did Egypt. That's how they did Israel. That's how they did Palestine. That's how they did all these so-called, right? Because they came to the New World and saw our history and say, these people are so great. We need to call them Black African Americans. We need the only peoples on the globe that they consistently name us different things like we pets to hide our history. And all our civil rights leaders and church leaders and frat brothers and college brothers and all our black archaeologists and all our Egyptologists and everybody our skin color that pretend to be our skin color but not our skin color is all in and hiding our history. Do you understand? This is like one of the biggest lies and cover up in history to hide our history. So if you like to donate, I greatly appreciate it. One thing you have to understand, that is a secret, what I had to say, the Atlantic slave trade. It's a military operation to make your mind say, oh, this is the Atlantic slave trade, instead of saying this is the Ethiopian slave trade. That was the secret behind the military. Israel, Washington, D.C. It was a military mental mind trick. Because if you knew this was called the Ethiopian Sea, then you understand Ethiopia is South America. So they had to do a mental trick, and it kind of worked because it's working now. Because still right now, what I just showed you, you'll still say, oh, it's South America instead of saying Ethiopia. I guarantee you the shit works.
Listen up, Mississippi. We have a problem.
Not only do we need to check the jail grounds and the prison grounds and all those places, but we're listening to old white man. Y'all might want to check them dams too. Around them. And then, just from what these old white men be saying.
You can alter the frequency. You know, there's only a platform and we 90 beings. So when we gathering like this, look, we almost back at 300 people because everybody want to hear this information. That's that frequency rising we was just talking about. But yeah, go ahead, guys.
You know, this Facebook was not designed to hold this level of energies. You got to remember, everything that they created is an artificial energy. Long ago, we were able to speak with each other through telepathy, and we could have conference calls through telepathy. We also had technology where we could we could talk to each other on a large screen.
Right.
This is old technology. These cell phones are old technology. These cell phones go back thousands of years.
Right.
That's why they had out in the 60s. They said, what if you can talk to someone on a device smaller than a loaf of bread? You know, they had already had our technology after they caused us to fall. It just took them these many X amount of years to get it working. You know, with a little bit of help of what you call forced help through some torture and torment.
Right.
You know, some bloodshed, killed a few people, you know. But, you know, the thing about it is now when we are in this energy now, and what's happening is, and I'm glad you brought up that subject about the black goo. You know, the black goo's that true kundalini. All right? That's why our ancestors, when they made the snake was black. All right? The snake was black because it represented that black goo. You had a black snake and a white snake. Okay? Why black and white? The black represented that goo that goes up and down our spine, and the white represented the plasma energy that's within us. And when the two of them come together, you got true, unadulterated, crazy power. And the thing about it is, neither one of them are negative or positive. They're neutral energies.
Right.
All right? Our bodies carry the negative and the positive. Your soul and your spirit carries the negative and the positive. These are neutral energies, which means that they work on your energy. So as when we come into this final stage of our rising, and that kundalini, and that's why I'm glad I brought up the Terminator.
Right.
All right. If you remember the Terminator, the last Terminator, Dark Fate, and even the one before that, they were letting you know that the Terminators were those who had that black goo, and their body parts can turn into weapons, and they're severing heads and they can literally transform into anything, shapeshifters. This is what that black goo does. All right. So what we are coming into is an inner energy with this unadulterated type of, I mean, it can't even be measured.
Right.
And we're moving into this phase because we're supposed to. Was it you that did the posting about the CERN?
The CERN, yeah, I did a post on CERN.
Okay. You did this, okay, and I like that because you know like I always say, you know, everything happens because it's supposed to happen.
Right.
They came here, they tried to create a portal to get off the planet, but what they did was they caused us to jump into a whole nother dimension.
Right.
Because they had already caused us to fall, and we were and we as the original people, we had the ability through all our towers and temples and pyramids to jump ourselves into other dimensions. But because we had fallen, we needed to go into that next dimension.
Right.
So they were there, and they were pushed to build the CERN. And CERN is not only in Switzerland. You got 4 CERNs right here on this land here, what they call the United States.
Right.
You got 4 CERNs here. You got a CERN in Russia. You got a CERN in China. All right. So all that, they turn them all on at the same time and cause us to jump into a new dimension. And hence, therefore, the awakening began.
Right. Trying to escape the planet and made the awakening kick off even quicker.
Exactly. So, you know, they called themselves trying to create technology. They called themselves trying to be us. They called themselves trying to be the new gods. But what they didn't know is that we used them. All right? Now we don't need them anymore. You know, they caused us to fall. Well, we need to keep them here. We need to keep them here. And a lot of our people saying we need to keep them here. And they don't understand why, you know, a lot of our people don't understand, say, why we need to keep them here. We need to keep them here. Why? Because they're going to be the ones to help us get to the next level that we need to get to.
Right. Right.
So they turned on CERN. And what happened when they turned on CERN? All of their scientists that were in those rooms literally dissipated in thin air.
Mm-hmm.
So those scientists are left back in that other dimension.
Right. Right. That's crazy. But it makes sense though, God. It makes sense though.
Yeah. So that's why the clothes were still there, but the bodies were gone.
Right.
Because those scientists are left back in that other dimension, and now we're in this higher dimension. Why? Because their scientists, and not only their scientists, a lot of their people. Because around that time, they talked about people, these white folk who were just disappearing, off the planet.
Right.
Do you remember that? I don't know if you remember that, but they talked about it. It was a whole lot of them that just disappeared.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's.
And this is when they activated the CERN. But we're still here.
Right.
So like you said, the carbon in us, and I like you was talking about Goku and Gohan and all that, that's the carbon in us. So the carbon in us is designed to move into the new dimension, but they can't move into the new dimension.
Right. They lack the metaphysics, huh?
They lack the metaphysics. They don't have the minerals. They don't have the metals. They don't have the carbon. They don't have the crystals. They don't have the black goo, the photon energy. They don't have the plasma energy. They don't have the different radiations. I mean, it's not only the metals, it's also radiation. You got titanium radiation, you got platinum radiation, you got copper radiation, you got iron radiation, you got silver radiation, barium radiation, mercury radiation. I mean, the radiation goes like crazy.
Right. Yes, a lot of radiation. And I'm glad that you're saying that, God, because hold on, class. Now I'm telling y'all this, right? Y'all hearing this from another one of the guys. He's breaking it down. He's giving you the science. He's giving you the science behind it. So these isn't the opinions. This is the scientific facts behind it. The metaphysics explaining this. Keep going, God. I was narrating. Keep going.
Yeah. So you got to understand. So you know, that's why people talk about 5G. I was like, do you understand what's in our bodies?
Right. Talking about 5G.
You know, our bodies literally have the most radioactive element known on the periodic charts. It's called polonium.
Mm-hmm.
Polonium. There's no more radiation on this planet more radioactive than polonium, and it's in our bodies.
Mm.
And you're talking about a little 5G.
Y'all hear him?
Polonium is literally like 20 to 30 times more powerful than that 5G radiation.
Mm-hmm.
And it's located in your spleen. Your spleen is full of polonium.
Mm.
So each one of our organs are literally planetary bodies.
Right.
All right? Each blood cell contains galactic radiation, different levels of galactic radiation. Why do you think they want our blood? Why do you think they want our plasma? Why do you think they want our body parts?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think they want to mate with us?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, my battery's going low.
It's all good, guys. Look, I need you to check your inbox so we can set up a mass meditation, because like with the university, we always get in here 200-300 strong. Like if we can go ahead and bring you on the mass meditation, and we're gonna keep doing this. Like we can keep doing having multiple gods. You know, give these down.
Okay.
We need that energy.
Okay.
That energy.
Okay.
But I thought you guys set your phone for the die.
Yeah. It's down to 20% now, and it's moving fast.
Okay.
So we're gonna look back up.
Just check your inbox. All right. Peace,
Okay.
God. Peace, God.
All right. Peace, bro.
The most intelligent zodiac signs down to the least. This is from Google, so don't come at me. The least intelligent zodiac sign goes to number 12, Pisces. Could it be because their heads are up in the clouds more than touching the ground in reality? Number 11 goes to Cancer. 10 goes to Leo. 9th goes to Sagittarius. 8th place goes to Taurus. 7th place goes to Libra. 6th place goes to Aries. 5th place goes to Capricorn. 4th place goes to Gemini. They are quite savvy. 3rd place goes to Scorpio, well-deserved Scorpio. 2nd place goes to Virgo. Could it be because of their innate need to be critical and analytical and perfect? And then 1st place, Aquarius. True or false? Do you agree, disagree? Comment below.
This is the fastest way to get rid of yeast, mold, candida, and leaky gut. After every meal, you use this. This is referenced in the Bible. It's called worm to the wood. So after every meal, you do that, and then every morning, you go ahead and you get you some salt, and you get you a nice little pinch. Now, coconut oil also has been shown to be anti-yeast, mold, candida, and also it gets rid of depression too. You want to take it a step further, especially when you're fasting, go ahead and get you some cayenne, organic. This is going to get rid of any kind of yeast, mold, or candida that's stuck inside the gut, the second brain. And this is the fastest way to get rid of brain fog, which is really just a whole bunch of junk that's been added into what we're pretty much eating. And that's causing the leaky, broken gut, which is causing inflammation, which is causing a clogged, you see that on the screen, which is also because the gut is the second brain where 90% of all serotonin is produced. It's also causing bipolar and all these different brain fog issues. So that's why we also have to clean the skin, use the sauna, as well as all these principles that you see on the screen here, and fast at least 12 to 24 hours a day. When you start to use the salt and all these products, you're going to stimulate GABA, which is the peace hormone, neurotransmitter that controls everything else in the body. So follow this covenant of salt that will last forever, Numbers 18:19. Salt every offering, Leviticus 2:13, and you're going to restore everything that you need to restore. Your sleep cycles, all these issues are going to go away, but you have to get rid of the yeast, the mold, the candida that's inside the lower gut that's basically holding you back. And we know the strength of a man is in his gut and his loins, Job 40:16. And we know that we have to use salt in order to rebuild the temple, and it helps with these issues of the heart. So that's why we made the protocol. That's why we made the book for you as well.
For those of us that answered the call, regardless of our background, we united with a common goal. Coming together under the East African Federation gave our people the reset it truly needed. But it wasn't enough. As long as we shared a planet with them, we will always be under the constant threat of war and control. So we looked up and searched for a new home amongst the stars, a place we could truly call home, away from colonial rule. For hundreds of years we traveled across the universe. We almost gave up our search, but then we finally found it. The year is 4185. Welcome to our new home, Alkebulan. For 2,000 years, our people have called this planet home. Once occupied by a civilization long gone, this beautiful world is now streaming with life again. under the guidance of grandmother and the council of elders. We combined our technology with nature. We give back to the planet and it gave back to us. We build, we educate and train to protect each other and our children. We are finally one family. As great as that sounds, grandmother reminds us of the old world. This isn't the first home we've built, and if we don't stay prepared, they'll burn this one down too. The people of Al-Kebulan look peaceful, but our military is mighty. Our defense systems have no match. The All-Eye, a weapon of planetary level destruction, guards every inch of our sector. Our spies report back rumors that the rest of the universe tells about us. Most people don't think we exist, that we died off after we left Earth. Some say, if you want to find Al-Kebulan, you have to follow the trail of dead ships. This rumor might be true. We don't trade, we don't deal, we don't mingle with outsiders. You aren't welcome, but times are changing. There's rumors of a war approaching, stories about a key that holds the greatest power in the universe. Our elders debate whether we should join this war, and the consequences if we don't. Could this power be used against us? Could we use this power to make us stronger? Or should we destroy it to keep it out of the hands of someone else?
You know, with all this talk of tunnels and underground bunkers being built, and all the stuff going on with Taylor Swift and the Kansas City Chiefs, I figured it was time I connect those two dots for you. For entertainment value, of course, because I know nothing and I'm just making this stuff up. Alright, now how many people have seen a video like this on their FYP? Well, what if I told you that that tunnel system has everything to do with the Kansas City Chiefs, as well as a whole lot of other things? Alright, well this starts with this guy right here, Lamar Hunt, who used to be the owner of the Kansas City Chiefs, and his family still owns them to this day. Oh, and fun fact, he's also the guy that came up with the term Super Bowl. Well, what most people don't know is Lamar Hunt also had another project, and that's known as Subtropolis.
Something out of a Jules Verne science fiction novel, a large working city operating deep underground as we go about our lives on the surface above. It's real, and it's right here in the United States. Harry Smith takes us to Subtropolis.
Inside a hill in Kansas City is a place you kind of have to see to believe. It's called Subtropolis. Decades ago, limestone was mined here for concrete and asphalt. What's left is space, a lot of space.
How much space is down here? Okay, so what's down here right now, we have 6 million square feet of buildings leased to 55 companies. There's 1,700 employees that run around here and go to work every day.
It's a massive industrial park, all underground. I mean, this is almost like a little bit like a science fiction-y sort of thing.
Yeah.
When you're down here, do you ever worry like the world could come to an end upstairs and you guys would just be down here toiling away, right?
Now, Subtropolis is home to some pretty big entities like the National Archives, as well as the EPA. And it's also the storage facility for some of the biggest films in Hollywood.
Let's start with the past.
We control temperature and humidity.
Thousands of film canisters holding some of the most beloved movies. They're here at the underground vaults and storage.
It's hard to believe. It's mind-blowing the scale that we have here.
A short drive away and you'll find not one, but 2 big businesses that save thousands of dollars on overhead because of the climate down.
Alright, Subtropolis is a rabbit hole all on its own that we can go down later if you want to. But what we're going to focus on right now is Lamar and his family history. Now, in his rise to wealth, Lamar was a partner in crime with his dad. This guy right here, Haroldson L. Hunt. Alright, now Harold was not only at one time a plantation owner, but he got his wealth from the oil fields in Texas. which at one point made him the richest man in America.
In Dallas, Texas, where millionaires are not at all unusual, this man carrying part of his lunch to work in a paper bag is something special. For among those who have amassed great wealth from petroleum, he has amassed by far the most. More than the Murchisons, more than the Cullens, more than the Richardsons, even more than the Gettys. He has no chauffeur. He has no private airplanes. He takes no vacations on the Riviera. He makes no significant grants to charity. But Haroldson Lafayette Hunt is the biggest of them all, the richest man in America. The richest and one of the most controversial.
Well, Haroldson not only did oil, but he was a big player in politics. In fact, he helped McCarthy start his presidential campaign. Here's where it gets interesting. Not only did he fund the McCarthy campaign, but he also funded the Cuban Revolution Council, which worked with the mafia and the CIA to take down Fidel Castro. And because of that connection right there is why a lot of people think he helped in the assassination of JFK. But of course, that whole situation worked itself out. And another motive that a lot of people don't know about for him being involved in JFK is because of his best friend, this guy right here, Edwin Walker. Now, Walker was an open white supremacist, and he was also in charge of the Arkansas Military District during a horrible time in our history called the Little Rock Nine. That's when the desegregation of high schools was happening in Arkansas. It's where 9 students tried to attend school and were met with all this. And it got so bad that where Eisenhower made Walker send the National Guard there. Now, Walker ended up being a commander in the infantry division in Germany. And when he was caught teaching his supremacy ways, JFK stripped him of his military status. So not only was there all of that, but a whistleblower also came out and said that she was at a party where Haroldson Hunt and Richard Nixon were talking about what was going to happen to JFK the next day. So all the way from the Kansas City Chiefs to the underground bunkers to the desegregation of schools and JFK, sure is a lot of dots. Y'all stay safe.